Hey everyone, Jen here today, and as promised, we're going to have two videos today. One, we're going to talk about rivets and Chicago screws to make a strap for your new hipster bag. And then in the second video, I'm going to show you how to make a fabric strap and the tabs for the side. So we're going to do two separate videos. That way you don't have to watch the whole thing. So for this video, we're going to be discussing the rivets and Chicago screws. So this is the bag we're going to make the strap for. I did use fabric tabs on this bag, but we don't have the actual strap. So we are going to be using webbing. So I'm going to use 1 inch, I don't know if this is considered nylon or polyester webbing, not cotton. And I went ahead and cut down my strap to 45 inches. If you look in the PDF, it goes over like a cut chart and standardized lengths for adults and heights and all that good stuff. So make sure you look over that. A lot of this I thought was kind of trial and error on what length I like personally and what length Parker likes. So I'm going to go with 45 because that's probably going to be her bag. Okay, so I have a test piece of webbing and I was testing out the hole punch. So this hole punch, this is serious. This came in a kit, which I'll link below, but I tried to use this on all kinds of mediums and it punched through super easy. It went through this webbing like it is no big deal. You hold it just like you would a normal hole punch and it pops right through. It has different sizes of holes, which is great. So you can set different rivet sizes and screw sizes and, you know, any kind of hardware that you need to punch a hole for. This thing is, was a good find. So I'm going to zoom you in a little closer. So you can see these are my tester holes just to try out the hole punch. So again, I'll just show you right here. That's the bed. This is the hole punch. And you just take the material, put it in like so. Make sure my camera is zoomed. There we go. And you squeeze. You can hear it click. And then it pops it out. And there's a little awl that's included. So you can easily just, you know, push this up if need be. I didn't press hard enough on that one, but okay. So the one thing I will say I don't love about this is that the sizes, you have to go through and push it down for each size to get back to the one that you would like to use. I did go down one size. I realized with that tester hole that it was the wrong size. So I went ahead and there's some testers again. You can see it just punches right through. So if you have dexterity issues or you might want to have someone in your house around to adjust this, it is a little stiff. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the webbing here and we're going to take the buckle slider. And if your buckle slider has a wrong side and a right side, you're going to put it wrong side up and you're going to slide from the bottom up and over the bar and through the top. And don't worry, this is in the webbing strap video that we already had up. So if you need to rewatch how this goes together, that video is great. Okay, so we're going to take this through and we're going to fold it over. So this is where our first set of snaps are going to go in, or rivets, excuse me, rivets. So because this is webbing, you can either, if you have long enough rivets, you could take your webbing and fold it under like this and go through. You'd need to go through 3 layers of webbing. Okay. And I'm not saying it can't be done. I could easily probably do this, but for this video, we are going to take the easy route and we're going to go ahead and heat seal the end here of the webbing. And I measure down, this is roughly, let's see, 2 inches about. So 2 inches from the buckle center to the end here. And you can either take your ruler and really get technical and measure out where you want your rivets, or you could be like me and just go for it. So I'm going to take my hole punch and I'm going to do 2 rivets, and I'm going to do them about a 1/2 inch above the bottom of the strap here, and I center it to, there's like a line right here in the webbing, so I center it to the one side there, punch a hole, go to the other side and repeat. And I can kind of make out that it's centered right there. Okay. So we have our 2 holes here. There. I'm going to zoom in actually. Okay. So 2 holes. Okay, we're going to we'll do run rivet first. So we'll put, it doesn't really matter which one goes in the top, which one goes in the bottom. So I put the male end in first, and then you put the female end on top, and you make a, snaps in so it doesn't move around. Okay, let me get another rivet out. I went ahead and bought the rivet attachment for my cam snap press. It was not very expensive, and after having these rivets and playing with them, I really like it. So I'm glad that I made the investment. I think it was about $30. So I have my cam press here, and I'm gonna adjust my camera so you can see me do the rivet. So you can see here is my attachment for the rivets. This actually changes out, so be sure you buy the adapter and the rivet setter set. They have all that info on the Cam Snap website, so they'll tell you exactly what you need, and they sell the rivets. And I trust that the rivets are going to be good coming from them. So we have both rivets in place. And all you're going to do is you're going to take your rivet and you're going to center it. You got to kind of feel it's centered in the press. And then I apply light pressure to hold it into place and then push down. Okay. So there's one. Okay. Center it up. Light pressure, then press down. Okay. So here are our first 2 rivets. Okay. So we're back to our strap instructions. So here is our buckle. You want to have it the wrong side facing you. So this is the wrong side. You're going to go down to the bottom of your strap. You're going to take your first swivel hook and you're going to place it with the hook facing down. I'm going to push that. I like to go all the way back up here. Okay. Then you're going to take your raw end here and you're going to go through the top, over the buckle here, and pull it down. Okay. So here is the first part. So if you push this all the way down, you can see here is the first side of your strap. Okay. Here is our rivets on the back side. All right. Okay. So now again with the wrong side facing you. So you see this is the wrong side of the buckle. The wrong side of the rivets is now on the inside of your strap. So you're going to go all the way down to the bottom here, and you're going to get your other swivel hook. Go ahead and put that on with the hook facing down, and we're going to heat seal this end. That. Okay, then we're going to fold the strap over. Again, about 2 inches. That's just what I like. So you can make it shorter, you can double it, whatever you like. It's definitely personal preference. Okay, so we're going to hold those ends together, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to punch my next 2 holes here. And I'll line this up on this side. Make sure it's even. there. Okay. So here are our holes. All right, so I'm going to move you back down to my lower camera. Okay, so here we are. Here are our holes that we punched. So we're going to go ahead and set the rivet, the male end in first. So male ends, go ahead and flip it over. Place the female ends on top. Snap those in. And I see my holes are not totally straight, but that's okay. Okay, so here are our rivets. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get our press up here close so you can see. Place the first rivet there. Make sure it's centered. Light pressure. And then okay. And okay. So now these are our two sets here. Okay. So we'll go back to the big camera. Okay, so that's it. Your strap is now complete. So here is our finished strap. Hook that onto your bag like so, and then adjust it how you like. Okay, so this is a great option for those of you who don't sew or don't want to sew. I think the rivets actually add a nice hardware detail. So that is No Sew strap. Again, look in the PDF for strap length suggestions. You can watch the full video on how to loop the strap together. That's in the hipster playlist here on YouTube. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you is Chicago screws. I'm going to set this aside and I'm just going to pull out some excess webbing here. And if you have made our applique tray, you will have possibly used Chicago screws. So Chicago screws are the same concept as a rivet, except it screws in, just as the name alludes to, it's a screw. So we're going to go ahead and see which size hole punch. I think it's going to be the larger one. So if you can see, this is not the easiest, there we go, to get turned. So I think this hole is going to be the size to go for. We're going to go ahead and check it out first. So you're going to take your webbing just the same way we just did. It's just going to be obviously different hardware. So we're going to punch a hole and let's see if that hole is big enough for this Chicago screw. They come in, yep, it is. So it comes in they come in a lot of different sizes, and it's not really the circumference I noticed that is, these are all kind of the same size. It's the length of the, I guess they would call that the shaft of the Chicago screw. So the thicker the material, the longer Chicago screw you need. So I'll link these below. These are the size I use for the applique tray. You could easily do another layer of, easily, if you could see that, do another layer of webbing. So you put the male in first, then you put the, I guess they don't have male and female, but the other part of the screw in. And this is where, you know, these cute nails are a pain. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and screw that in. And you can use a screwdriver. I will say that some of these things do need to have a screwdriver. Okay, so you can see that my Chicago screw is a little too long, which is fine. I have shorter ones. They sell shorter ones, but if we wanted to, which I'm going to go ahead and do, why not? Let's try 3 layers of webbing. So I'm going to go ahead and fold over the webbing 3 times just to see. One, if this hole punch will work, and 2, how long that Chicago screw is. 3, yep, nice. There is a little bit of fabric left in there. It's okay. That out. Put the screw in. Okay, then if you had like a magnetic screwdriver, that'd be great. Hold that top. Okay, even still a little too long. That's okay. But now we know that punch will go through at least 3 layers of webbing at one time, so you don't even have to punch it multiple times. And the Chicago screws are, again, a good option for your hardware. Okay, so I hope this helps. Next up, fabric straps.